Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this video. This is going to be a video of the last 2 weeks of July, the actual last 2 weeks, not the last 2 weeks that have happened, of my girlfriend and I's pulls from our local shop. This is going to be, I'm going to try and get these out a little bit more on time, but I've just been swamped with work and family events and things like that I haven't been able to get this out, so hopefully I'll be able to be more, a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to try and get these out on time a little bit more. So the piles aren't going to be as big as this one, but let's get started. First up is Old Man Logan, issue number 8. This is the last issue in the story arc. Been really digging the story. The artwork's been great. The artwork is what caught me onto it because I love the artwork that Sorrentino, I think that's how you, yeah, Sorrentino has been doing for this story. This book kind of tied up all the loose ends that were happening with him in the last storyline. So it's kind of it doesn't really segue into what's going on in the next issue, which came out last week. So the week after this came out. Next up, I have All New Wolverine number 10. This is a Civil War II tie-in. I haven't really been keeping up with Civil War II aside from what everybody's been posting online, but I really dig this story. Kind of, it's making her kind of face the fact that Wolverine is gone, and now she has to deal with having this new Wolverine in her life, who it's kind of a shock for her initially. And I feel like it's kind of thrust upon her a little bit. Next up from Image, I have The Hunt, number 1. This is a really cool issue. I'm a sucker for good horror books, and this has everything that I like in horror, like weird creatures, lots of cliffhangers and mystery to it, and it's really well written, but it also leaves you on a kind of satisfying cliffhanger. It's kind of vague throughout the story, so you kind of get sucked into having to read the rest of the storyline, which I don't mind if it's well written, and this one is. Then I have from Dark Horse, Weird Detective number 2. Really like this storyline. I'm a sucker for H.P. Lovecraft. I love all of his stuff. This kind of ties in a lot of his lesser known but still kind of bigger stories like The Shadow Out of Time and Dagon. And then lastly for that week's polls is Uncanny Inhumans number 11. I've been reading that storyline. I kind of fell off of it a little bit, not because I didn't like it, but just because I lost track of what issues were coming out, and I've just been meaning to pick up the trades. It's really hard to find that issue because it's been sold out everywhere, because it's also the first appearance of the new character that they're pushing for Marvel now called Mosaic. For last week, I have, and then another one from Image is Beauty number 9. My girlfriend's been on that story more than I have. I read the first volume. I dug it. It pulled me in slowly. It's one of those slow burn kind of books. I haven't read anything from the new arc, which I think started in issue number 7 or 6, something along those lines. But my only gripe with this one is that the artwork doesn't seem to fit the storyline. I don't think I don't know. It's a crime story, and it has to do with an STD called the Beauty, which turns you into a more beautiful version of yourself. And I kind of feel like that the art just doesn't fit with how things were going with it. But I don't know. I haven't read the new storyline, and it seems like there's new characters that they're focusing on, so I'll have to catch up and see. Then I have Black Panther number 4. This is the last issue of this storyline before they start the new story arc. Been really digging that story. Ta-Nehisi Coates has done a really good job of making it really topical and really current, especially with all the elements of government upheavals and unrest between by the people. I'm bummed that Brian Stelfreeze is not going to be on the second volume, but he's going to be on the third volume. But I did like the art that they showed from San Diego Comic-Con for the new run of it, so I'm still going to be picking it up. And then lastly, out of the single issues, I have Old Man Logan number 9. This starts a new story arc. Just Old Man Logan going to Japan, him chasing after Lady Deathstrike and the Ravagers. A few weeks ago was my girlfriend's birthday, and she treated herself by picking up some new trades, because she trade waits on stories, so she's been waiting for these to come out for a while, and she was super stoked. First, I have Clean Room Volume 1. Unfortunately, I haven't read this yet. I'm going to have to, just because it looks really interesting. From what she's told me, it's kind of a weird horror story, so that's definitely up my alley. Next up, she picked up Sex Criminals Volume 3. She's been super, super into this. This is one of those books that she gets really, really, really excited about every week that it comes out. This and Injection have been her favorite books so far. And then lastly is Monstrous Volume 1. Again, another book that I haven't read. I read the first issue and I really liked it, and the artwork is so good and so detailed, and it seems like it's a cross between Art Nouveau and manga, and it suits whatever it's doing really well, and it has this epic look to it that I really, really like. And it's huge for a first volume. It's pretty big. I think there's like 160 pages in this or something, because from what I remember, the first issue was about 60 or 80 pages, and it was only $10. So, yeah, definitely recommend picking this up. Well, that's my video for my weekly comics poll for the last 2 weeks of July. If you've been reading anything that I featured on here, let me know what you guys think. Click like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.